This is like the number one sign that you know that you are leaping into your chosen timeline. It's when you start noticing how your energy has this like significant value to it. You start really seeing that everything that you've gone through and everything that you learned and all the codes that you've gathered and all the reasons you went through those dark nights of the soul, they created you into this version of you. They shifted your field into this energy that you have now that is so valuable. Like it was an interview, and I'm not like a Taylor Swift fan. I don't listen to Taylor Swift music, but I think she's very impressive in a lot of ways. Yeah, she's impressive. I think that's the right word. And she did an interview I didn't listen to the interview either, but what she said was really inspiring. Your energy is expensive and not everybody can afford it. And so there's so many layers to this, and I feel like it really does apply to the new earth, to where we're headed in the next few years, and how life is going to look on earth. And so your energy is expensive. Your energy is valuable. You've gone through all these things. You've learned all these things. You've become this pioneer in your own path. You've gathered all of this information. You've woken up. You remember the light. You've been on this journey of remembrance. And now the world is shifting. The world is moving into this like unknown direction. All this light is being brought to the darkness. The truth is being revealed. And ultimately, like it's bringing us to the right place. But for a little while, it seems like there's going to be a lot of chaos and a lot of transition. And so many people are starting to move towards like the community mindset, which I think is so beautiful. And to start like trading, to doing that exchange of energy with each other, and like being in those kinds of relationships. And like, how do I explain it? Like living in community. Like I think community living is a big thing. Farm living is a big thing. And I think it's important too with where things are headed. Also, I think that it's important to know that you don't have to just put your energy in any situation just because it looks like what you think you're supposed to relate with or who you're supposed to relate with because of your interests or because of, what other people have said or recommended or done. We've been talking about this. Your body knows better than anyone else, better than anything else. And it will guide you to the right situations and places. But the things that you, and the social settings that you, and the friendships and the communities that you were called to, a year ago, 5 years ago, 6 months ago, a month ago, it might be different now that you've changed, now that you have woken up, now that you're leaping and you're stepping into the version of you that you were always meant to be, the truth of who you are, the leader that you are in this shift on earth, in this new earth that we're moving into. And as you're shifting into that, your wants and your desires are different. Who you hang out with is different. The saying, you become a product of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And so it's like, that I think is really important right now. Like who you surround yourself with is very important. It doesn't have to be, I don't know, it doesn't have to be people that are like so successful or so whatever. Like they just have to be expansive to you. They have to see your light and honor your light and want your light to grow truly. And if there's any shadow in them or something in them that says otherwise, they face that. I have a friend of mine who did have that come up with her and like did not like that my light would shine in certain ways. And she was aware of that and she would communicate that to me and she was working on that. And I really respect that about her and I love her for that. And I love when we can have those kind of vulnerable conversations with each other. Those are the type of people that I want to be around. Those and people who truly want me to expand. There's a bug biting me. And if you start to feel some anxiety, like heart racing, kind of like, anxiety in your body when you're around somebody, when they're saying something that just does not sit right, it's your body trying to tell you something about them. If they are trying to you know, sell you on something or make you do something that you just know you don't want to do, even though it looks all nice, or you thought you liked them, or you thought you trusted them. You have to listen to your body right now. You have to listen to your heart right now. It's going to guide you to the people and the situations and the opportunities and the living and everything that you're meant to be in. But you've evolved so much, you need to know your worth right now. Like, really accept that you are so valuable. All that stuff that you went through, I know that like there's certain situations and like settings and maybe like family or certain friend settings or maybe a workplace where you've maybe had to hide versions of yourself, hide the truth of yourself in order to just like get through that time. But there are people out there, your soul tribe is out there, where you don't have to do that. And what happens with that when you are with that kind of community and you allow yourself to be in that after you say no to others, the expansion is something so wild, and it will continue to almost like shock your nervous system and shock your mind. But when you're with others who accept you, it helps you regulate faster and allows you to continue becoming your greatest version of yourself more than ever. It's very, very, very important to be so selective with who you spend your time with right now. And for those who are single, like, that really matters as well. And I think that I think what a lot of people are experiencing right now that are single, or even if you're not single and like you're looking for the friendships and the soul tribe and like the connections, like right now maybe you're still kind of in that hermit phase, or like you're like coming out but you're like still in it, like you're in this like that, like kind of like I mentioned in the beginning with the timeline leap, like you're in this liminal space. And I think it's important to honor that, because when you leap and you're in your fullness, like that's where you are, your point of attraction. And whoever you attract right now, you could attract people who really support you in that final part of the leap, but also I think that there can be those who get attracted to your light like a moth, and they just like want to bring you back down and want to bring you or take the light that is shining and that they see before you fully integrated it. And so be like discernment is so big right now. That's the word that I've really been looking for this whole time, is like use your discernment. And it doesn't have to make sense to say no. If you feel it, that is all that matters. Right now in Portugal, I've been trying to figure out, like, what is it? I love it here. This place is perfect. I love it, love it, love it. It has everything that I've ever wanted, like yoga and community and events and coffee shops and gluten-free food and vegan food, and like, not that I am those things right now. I've actually started the carnivore diet just for a little bit. Not that I want to be doing it, but it's giving my mast cells a break of the histamine while I go all in on my brain retraining, which is in my app NŌVÉ. So if you want to sign up to be a founding member, we are taking founding members right now, and so when you sign up you will be entered into a chat and on WhatsApp, and so we'll chat as it goes live. And so right now I'm doing the final touches, I'm testing it on myself, and then opening it up to the founding members, and then I will support the founding members as you guys, if you become a founding member, go on the journey of starting the NŌVÉ journey and listening to your NŌVÉs and having, you know, the sleep NŌVÉ playing and interpreting the dreams and doing the daytime meditations and breath works and walking meditations and listening to the script. Like, it's so powerful. It's so powerful. So I started doing mine last night and this morning, and through the app myself, and it's still, yeah, there's just so much, but I received so much clarity about what was missing here, even though it's so perfect. And it's really that I'm missing farm life, I'm missing nature, I'm missing having horses and, you know, goats and animals like that around me. I'm almost missing like living in my tent and living in my van on the farm in Italy, though I don't think that I'm going to like live on the farm in Italy. I have been looking, you know, at land nearby, or, you know, throughout Europe, or not Europe, but like throughout Italy or here. And I really kind of gave myself permission to accept that I truly want farm life. I want farm animals. I want to have a home, like a farmhouse, and to get furniture and to decorate and all that. And that's really what I'm being called to. And that became, it was like a lightning bolt of clarity. And I know I've shared that I've been interested in that for a while, but not to this extent. Like, I was thinking maybe I wanted a beach. Hold on. He's guarding against the big bad dogs walking by. But come here. Come here. But I think that I was kind of planning, okay, how do I have a beach house life, and like, you know, maybe Italian farm life too. But I think I've just accepted that I got a taste of farm life for, you know, a while living in Italy and also in Ireland, but in Italy there were all the animals. And then it's like, now that's a part of me. And I feel like that's where I feel most connected and expansive. Hold on. Sorry. I got my children. You relax. Arlo hasn't really been on camera in a while. Oh, say hi. Oh, say hello. Hi, YouTube. Okay. We still gotta wait. Ugh. So, I think that, you know, through nervous system regulation, brain retraining, listening to my NŌVÉs, bringing down the histamine, and really allowing my mast cells to like heal for the first time ever, because I've had mast cell activation syndrome for a long time, but I didn't really realize that it was like still active in the background. So since coming to this house here in Portugal, which is another thing, there's like a lot of mold here because of the humidity. The mold was like very triggering, and I thought about leaving the house and getting a different house. I saw some other houses, they were also moldy, and I was like, I don't want to keep running, like I don't want to keep running from mold my whole life. So I have chosen to stay here for a little bit and to do the nervous system regulation. Sorry, I had to get a battery for my camera, and now I have Aslan in puppy jail. Hello. So anyway, ever since doing all that, I have had this new level of clarity, which has been so refreshing to finally understand like what that feeling was about being here, like why it's been feeling kind of like a no, even though in my mind I'm like, it's so perfect. And I'm still exploring it. Like, I really truly love it here, and like maybe there's land nearby here, and like the farm ends up being here. I don't know, but I do know that I felt like a full body yes when I started exploring that thought and allowing myself to accept that, and then like thinking 6 months on the farm and then 6 months travel. It's kind of like the ideal life that I'm looking, and having a garden and like all that. And what also comes with that is that there are a lot of communities here, and like a lot of people have, you know, recommended me to communities or said like come here to mine. But I've just learned that like where I choose to live in the world is important, because, and who I choose to spend my time with, because I value my energy so much, and I value the type of people that I surround myself with, and I want to in a way have control over that rather than it just like being open to anybody. And I think that that was like a huge shift as well in my journey, and allowing myself to leap and to move forward. And so now with how I've structured my life and like what I do online and how I live and how I travel, it's like I get to be so selective of my energy and who I spend time with and what I do and all of that. And it's been such a luxury to truly value my energy that way, and to truly keep it that sacred, and to continue to build a life that supports that. And so I think that, you know, yes, we're headed to community. Yes, we are headed to a place where a lot of people are being called back to land. And I don't know if that like is relevant for everybody here, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that you just have to like give up your boundaries of how you want to share your energy. I don't know if this is landing with anybody, or if this is coming out in the way that I truly want to share it. I think that it is, but I will continue with whatever comes up, because how else do I explain this? It's like, I don't know if it's relevant to everybody, but I think that for me, I think now coming back to this way of living and like having a house and having friends off-site of my house and like allowing them to come over, which I don't usually do, but like allowing people to come over if I really like them and like really like their energy and feel like their energy is like expansive to mine, because your home is so sacred too. And so like when you invite somebody into your home, like they're experiencing an essence of you, they're leaving an essence of themselves, or like a residual of themselves, and like you can clear it, of course, but it's like it's a very important energy exchange. I think a lot of this is like really about energy exchange and like really just fine-tuning it, because it is so important for our next level of evolution here on earth. And those who are meant to lead really have to be so cautious about their energy. And you can help so many people, but you have to also protect your energy and call all of you back to you and send everyone's energy back to them and continue to keep it clear and continue to keep it protected. So I was like, okay, farm life, animals, garden, all the stuff. Also community, so bringing people over for farm to table, you know, meals and that kind of thing, but also having that nice boundary where they go home after. And yeah, I'm not super in alignment with the community living on the off-grid farms and, you know, in South America and different places and whatnot. I'm sure there's a lot of beauty to them, but at the same time, I also know psychology to a certain extent. I understand narcissism and how prevalent it is in our society, and how, you know, I don't know the exact number, but it's quite a lot. And I don't want to be in an environment where I have to like lower my boundaries to just be okay with, you know, subliminal, you know, manipulation or what is it called, passive aggressiveness or anything like that. Like really getting to be selective with who I choose to spend my time with is very important, and I think that it is for someone else too, and maybe that's why I felt like I had to make this message. So I think also it's like that part of how I've been feeling about Portugal here, like really it's been a process of surrender and a process of, you know, acknowledging that, you know, something was missing. And my mind would be like, no, it's not. This is perfect here. And I've had this before where I, you know, lived on a yacht and I would look at the beautiful ocean and I was really getting sick from the yacht because it was toxic mold and whatnot. And I was looking at the view every day and like, this is great. This is amazing. I live on a yacht. It's so cool. This is like super yacht. And my body was like, no. Or being in a relationship for a while and like my body was saying no, like no more of this relationship, it's over. My mind was saying, look at this home we've built together, this life that we built together, like we're good on paper, everybody says we're good together. And so my mind was saying that one thing, but my body was saying no. So even if there is that contradiction, I think it's now more than ever so important to trust your heart, trust your body, trust your knowing, and allow that to guide you to wherever you are meant to be, whoever you're meant to spend your time with, wherever you're meant to live, if you're thinking about living somewhere, wherever you're meant to travel, and really protecting that and holding that sacred. And the more that you value your energy and know that it is expensive and that not everybody can afford it, the more that you ascend, the more that you leap into higher and higher and higher levels of abundance and freedom, really freedom to be in your sovereignty, because there's no more like people taking your light. There's no more people dimming your light. You're fully in your sovereignty and your joy and in your peace because you have made the conscious decision to protect it. That was the message. That was why we went on that interesting, kind of hard to articulate journey. So thank you guys so much for being here. If you want to join the founding members, I'm so excited. I'm really, really loving this process of putting it together. Like of course it's a lot of work and like taking a lot of me and a lot of focus of me, but every single day I get another download and I'm like, oh, gotta add this feature, add this feature, add this. And I think that's like, that is what creation is channeling. Like whenever you create anything, like you're pulling it from somewhere, and to just be in this portal of doing this is really special. And I'm so excited once it's released to the public for you guys to experience what I've been creating for the past. I started creating this when I first got to Italy, and it was so different. NŌVÉ was so different. I didn't have a name for it, but the idea of the app was so different, and it has evolved to something that is so much more special, you know, using your own voice to program in your subconscious, and, you know, having this foundation of your chosen timeline, of your beliefs, and allowing, I feel like my hair got super flat from being out here in the humidity, but allowing yourself to go on this journey of the NŌVÉ journey, and to continue to update the chosen timeline and update the beliefs, and like that alone, like that accountability, I think, like that process of this app will really allow you to see as you are going on the journey. Pretty much it's like evidence for the mind to say like, oh, I don't believe that anymore, or actually my chosen timeline has shifted. So like after this big aha moment that I've had, I'm going to go in my app now and update the app and say, actually I'm way more interested in programming in like this farm life and this most perfect location, and where I'm going to have community, and also like feel like it's very sacred to me, and I feel expansive and all this. So super excited. If you guys want to join that, linked below. Also, I have our Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis if you want to join that, which is the beginning of this evolution of NŌVÉ. So it teaches you how to use your own voice to program in your dream life while you're sleeping. And I have my 21-day programs as well, and my 12-week program. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new here. Leave a comment if you feel called to do so. If you don't know what to say, you can go ahead and leave a wolf. If you have a hype and you really want to support my channel, you get 3 hypes a week on YouTube, so you can hype my video. That really, really helps. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video.